Starlink has been told by some governments, not Ukraine, to block Russian news sources. We will not do so unless at gunpoint. Sorry to be a free speech absolutist. A liberdade de expressão é um tema muito caro à humanidade. Eu tive a oportunidade de conversar com Stephen Hicks, professor de filosofia na Rockford University em Illinois, nos Estados Unidos. Ele também é diretor executivo do Centro de Ética e Empreendedorismo e Senior Scholar na Atlas Society. Elon Musk said that he is a free speech absolutist. So my question is there any situation or any speech that should be restricted or censored, or you also think that free speech is an absolute?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a good question. It's a deep question. I am, in a generic sense, a free speech absolutist. So my view is that individuals need to take responsibility for their own lives. We need to be able to think about everything. Life is complicated, so we need to be able to look at life from a bunch of different perspectives, try out different angles, including very weird angles, before we make up our minds about any important thing. Religion, politics, the meaning of life, who I'm going to be friends with, who I'm going to marry. I have to be able to talk with everything about my kids. So our default position should be everything can be talked about. And that's the way we will find out what's true and pass it on. If I can't express the truth, then we're in trouble. But even things where I'm expressing something and it's partly true, partly false, the only way we're going to figure out the true parts and separate out the false parts is by lots and lots of discussion. And even if I am saying something that's false, even if it's nasty, the only way we can keep kind of culture going about the false things and the nasty things is when those things come up, being able to talk about them and to say, here's the argument against that position. And here's why you're saying that in that nasty way, you shouldn't be doing that. This is how a civilized person should behave. So I think more speech and better speech is the answer to the false and even the hateful kinds of speech. So I would not suppress or censor any sort of speech, even if I think it's false, even if I think it's disgusting. I would rather it be out, so then I know partly who I am dealing with, and I also think that I and we will have better arguments against those false positions, and it's through the debate, and hopefully we will win the debate, then we will teach the kids how to debate, and also they will see who won the argument and have a better grip on the truth and the good principles.
And recently we had in Brazil a podcaster who said...
Eu acho que o nazista tinha que ter o partido nazista.
Eu acho que não.
Reconhecido
Lembra,
pela lei.
liberdade.
Se o cara quiser ser um anti-judeu, eu acho que ele tinha direito de ser.
Eu acho que não.
Because he's not implementing a party, he's not acting,
He just wants to talk about it.
Yeah. But he was brutally cancelled.
Right. No, I think that's bad. I think that is a fear reaction. If you are willing to cancel someone for expressing an opinion like that, then what you are saying is you don't know how to handle it. And if you think about it, if someone wants to say some Nazi ideas, if you are so weak that you don't have arguments and data to show why Nazi arguments are bad, then that's a confession of failure on your part. So I think first you should look inward and say, why don't I have a better understanding of what's wrong with Nazism so that I can explain and argue against it? So I would also say, as a practical matter, in every generation there are going to be people who flirt with, want to experiment with, or come committed to very ugly ideas. I would rather we know who those people are. And that means they can express those ideas, so then at least we know who we are dealing with. I think history also shows that if you take those people who are going to flirt with those ideas and you drive them underground, then they're going to get worse, they're going to get more malignant, they're going to feel like they are not being treated well, and then they're going to burst out in a more ugly form.
Inscreva-se e ative o sino para as notificações para os futuros vídeos.